I am that I am Harrison Lamont Bay, all lowercase letters. I'm here to tender a special deposit to the court and make the clerk fiduciary.
I don't have time for this.
All right, folks. Today we got one of the goofiest looking sovereign citizens I've ever laid eyes on. And I'm not just talking about his appearance. This guy isn't exactly firing on all cylinders either. He's got the whole sovereign citizen routine down pat. But trust me, he goes completely off the rails in this one that you know it's going to be a wild ride when the defendant starts acting like he's tapped into some hidden knowledge the rest of us just can't comprehend. It's that classic delusion, dialed up to 100 at drop a comment, and rate this guy's nonsense on a scale from 1 to 10. Seriously, I want to know what you think. Because at this point, these people have never won a case, ever, yet they keep dragging this garbage into court and wasting everyone's time. Anyway, enough of me rambling. Let's jump right into it.
All right. Lamont Harrison Lemon, the second. That's the gentleman with the Fez hat on, headgear on. Can you unmute yourself, please, sir? Is he connected to audio?
It appears to be.
Lemon Bay, Harrison Lemon Bay. Can you hear me, sir?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Good morning to you.
How are you?
Okay. Are you the second or the third?
I'm here on behalf of the third.
The third. Okay. And I guess it's the second as well. This is the city of Detroit versus Harrison Lemon Bay the third. Straight that. This is the state of Michigan versus Harrison Lemon Bay the third. Case number SX 41. $419-5968, counts 1 and counts 3. Appearance for the record, please.
Elwood S. Berry Jr., on behalf of the defendant. State your full name, sir.
Your Honor,
Mr. Berry, I think he's representing himself.
Your Honor,
Yeah. All right, and add count 3 to that. Add count 3 to that record as well, or count 2 to that, or 1 to that record as well. So count 1, 2, and 3. Let me have that other. I believe. State your name for the record, Mr. Lemon the third.
Yes, I am that I am Harrison Lamont Bay, all lowercase letters. And I'm here on behalf of Harrison Lamont the third.
All right. Well, I've never heard of the all lowercase letters. What does that mean?
It means that the name is to be spelled with all lowercase letters, not all capital letters, not part capital and lowercase, strictly all lowercase.
All right. I've heard some wild excuses from sovereign citizens, but this one might just take the cake. Apparently, this guy thinks he's exempt from the law because he writes his name in lowercase letters. Yeah, you heard that right, lowercase. According to him, that somehow means he's not a legal person, and therefore can't be held accountable for anything as if ditching basic grammar is some kind of legal force field. It's like he thinks this is Hogwarts, and he found a loophole in the spell book. Spoiler alert, no court on earth is going to excuse your actions based on how you capitalize your name. It's not clever. It's just nonsense. This is what happens when people try to twist legal terms into fantasy logic. Writing your name in lowercase doesn't separate you from the system. It just makes you look ridiculous. No magic clause, no secret exemption, just a one-way ticket to guilty. But what do you guys think, especially about that goofy little hat he's rocking? I mean, seriously, how are we supposed to take this guy seriously? Let me know in the comments.
So today is the date and time set for a pretrial in the matter. How do you want to proceed, sir? I know you filed some documents with the court, and I did have those up in my chambers. But how do you want to proceed?
Your Honor, I'm I'm the surety on behalf of the principal debtor, Strawman Harrison Lamont III. I've given the court notice weeks in advance. I'm here to tender a special deposit to the court and make clerk fiduciary, the prosecutor, as well. And I'm looking for a plea of release today. Will you grant a plea to release?
No. I can grant you a pretrial. I can grant you the opportunity to speak with the city attorney, or I can grant you a trial date by judge or by jury.
Yeah. So
What would you like to do, Mr. Lemon Bay?
well, do you mind if I ask a couple of questions? Just want to make sure that I'm comprehending it. So, as you gave the name, I heard you mention a few different names. I heard you mention Harrison Lamont Bay the third, and then a Harrison Lamont the second, and various different names. I just want to make sure that I'm clear on who or what it is that we're here to discuss, because I don't want to speak on behalf of.
It does have an error. It does have an error. It appears to be an error on the computer here. So entry date, one of the counts was entered into as one count was entered into as Harris Lemon III. The other count was Harris Lemon II, and the other count was entered Harris III Lemon. So I think that's just a typo. There's the nature of the offenses is the misdemeanor case is driving without a valid operator's license, no ops on person, and that is a 93-day punishable by the maximum possible penalty, 93 days in jail and or $500 in fines. And you have two civil infractions, one expired plates, and the other one speeding at 16 to 20 miles an hour over the speed limit. So those are the nature of the charges. I'm going to offer you an opportunity to mitigate this by taking the better driver's course, sir. I'm going to put that in the chat if you choose to. And I can give you time to do that. If not, you can set it for a trial date or whatever set it for a trial date or speak with the city attorney today. What would you like to do?
I'm really, again, I'm ultimately I'm here to tender special deposit and settle the charges, make the clerk fiduciary.
When a sovereign citizen talks about tendering a special deposit, what they're usually doing is trying to dodge paying debts, fines, or taxes by pretending they have access to some kind of secret financial tool. They claim the so-called deposit is a valid form of payment or security that settles their obligations. But in reality, it's just nonsense with zero legal standing. It's yet another one of their made-up tactics meant to bypass the law or trick the system. At the end of the day, it's basically their way of saying, I don't want to pay my debts, but I still want to pretend I did. Spoiler, it doesn't work.
You settle it by pleading to in taking a plea today, paying the fines, or taking it to trial, see if you can do better at trial. You have a right to a trial by judge or jury, and that's it. Those are your only options, sir.
I'm looking for a plea of release. Are you stating that there's no offer of equity in this matter, Your Honor?
I don't know what you're talking about. All right, we're gonna move on. So I don't have time for this.
Would you like to speak to an attorney? Would you like to speak to an attorney, sir?
I don't. I'm not asking for counsel.
Okay. Well, we're gonna pass the matter and we're gonna move on, and he can just watch and see how it works in here, because I have too many people that are waiting that want to be heard and hear their claim, and I don't understand what you're saying. I've given you your options. and you can sit back and ponder those. I'll give you time to ponder those options. Other than that, sir, I don't know what else to tell you. All right, let's move on. Next time. No, I've already answered the questions I'm going to answer. No, please mute your device, and you either take the offers that I've given you, speak with the attorney, or take the deal, or set the matter for a trial date. Those are your options.
Let me set the matter for trial.
Set the matter for trial. Okay, I'm going to give you a trial. I'm going to. Do you want trial by judge or jury, sir?
Your Honor, by jury.
Okay, jury trial. Can I get a jury trial date, please? Let's do June the 2nd. June the 2nd. We should do this in the afternoon as well.
Well, we got to set a pre-trial first.
Yeah, we'll set a pre-trial. So your next court date is going to be a final pre-trial, sir. Final pre-trial will be June the 1st, 6/1/2023 at 8:30. And then we'll set the jury trial date for the next day at 9:30 on June the 2nd. So your next action date that you need to appear is June the 1st at 8:30. And then the next day we'll have the jury trial at June the 2nd, 2023. I have received your motions. If you have any more motions, make sure they're in before the June the 1st date, and then we'll proceed with picking a jury and setting a jury panel at 9:30 on June the 2nd. If you don't have any further questions, Mr. Lemon Bay, then have a very good day, sir. All right?
There's just no way this guy wins at jury trial. Unless he somehow manages to gather the dumbest people on the planet to sit in those seats. I mean, seriously, his logic is all over the place. You can't just waltz into court, throw around a bunch of bizarre theories, sprinkle in some pseudo-legal jargon, and expect to walk free. That's not how any of this works. Unless he's got some last-minute miracle hiding under that hat of his. It's pretty clear he's not scoring any points with the court. And speaking of that hat, what is going on there? Either he's hiding the world's worst haircut, or he's just fully committed to winning the title of goofiest-looking defendant of the year. He's definitely giving off, I don't care what I look like vibes, but maybe, just maybe, he should have cared a little bit more. But for real, how does anyone look at this and think it's a solid strategy? Sovereign citizens really believe they can outsmart the entire legal system with nonsense like lowercase names and fake tenders. Spoiler alert, they can't. They never have. They never will. The law doesn't care about your stylized name or your fantasy finance terms. It only cares whether or not you broke. So what do you guys think? Does this guy have any shot winning? Or is he just wasting everyone's time? Personally, I think it's obvious. He's stammering through nonsense and has no clue what he's talking about. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I always love reading them. And you guys never fail to make me laugh. Seriously, thanks so much for watching and take care.